Okay guys, I'm gonna sound a little pissed off, and I'm quite frankly a little pissed off in this video because I had a follow-up to that Tabor video the other day. I already had the follow-up made and ready to go, and lo and behold, fucking Discord moderator Kara over here decides that he's gonna show his face on my page and talk shit. So, yeah, now I have to redo this entire thing. So, Kara, do you not understand that you are part of the reason the game is dying? One, people who actually want to keep up to date with the game and know what's going on when, we can't because they don't post anything from their announcements tab anywhere aside from the Discord server, right, for Tabor. Nowhere outside of the Discord server has the announcements tab, which you wrongfully ban people from, might I add. You wrongfully ban people from the Discord server. You start shit with people, and when they give that same energy back to you, you ban them. You did it to me twice. And then you have the audacity to bring your ass on my page and start talking shit. You have the audacity to come on my page and think you're gonna pull that shit here. You're part of the reason the game is dying. People don't want to sit here and play a game and be a part of a community where they get punished when a Discord moderator, right, someone who, well, let's face it directly, right, who is a representation, right, a direct representation of Combat Waffle Studios themselves because they have you as a moderator. So you are a direct reflection of their values as a company, and you wrongfully ban people from the Discord server. You start fights, and then when they're rude back, you ban them. Okay, that's first and foremost. And second off, you sit here and defend the developers with your heart and soul, like they're gonna like go to your house and suck you off or something. Like, dog, I don't think you understand this. They are a company that treats their community horribly. They know that the whole tree camping thing, they know that's been an issue for a while, with trees making people outright invisible half the time. So they know that's been an issue. They're gonna change scavs so that scavs can see you through trees, but they won't change how trees actually function so that players can see you in trees. So the developers can sit here and keep telling everyone that very clear issues with the game are just a skill issue. Just like with them buffing the scavs. They say they didn't, even though we all know damn well they did. We all know damn well they buffed the scavs, but they say, oh, it's just in your head, we didn't tweak the scavs. No, not at all. Really? Then explain how last wipe, Makarov scavs were doing, you know, a fifth, a sixth of my health, depending on the range, per shot, right? To a quarter of my health. Mind you, this is a game that does not have a respawn mechanic. There's no respawn. If you die in raid, you lose everything you brought in. People complain about people doing naked raids. Well, what reason do people have to run their actual good high tier shit when they're gonna lose it to something that's outside of their control? You know, it's not my fault that the game is dead, right? The game is dead, so we're playing on non-native servers sometimes because the game is dead. Okay, non-native servers. It'd be different if it was native servers and they were just a little bit laggy. But when I'm playing on EU servers and I live in America, it makes no sense. Okay. Again, when you consider the fact that this is when people don't run their high tier shit because they don't want to lose it to something stupid. Let's talk about cheating, right? They talk about, oh, we had to do an unscheduled wipe. We had to wipe early and just invalidate everyone's progress because we are going to switch easy anti-cheat, which, you know, easy anti-cheat, you take it for what it is still better than Battle Eye. But they switched to Battle Eye for reasons, I guess. I mean, do you guys... I don't even play R6 on PC, and even I know how bad Battle Eye is. You know, I remember, I don't know if Ubisoft has Battle Eye up to date or not, but I know that there was a point in time where they did, and your reports did nothing. Your reports wouldn't even go through to them half the time. You had to get video footage of the person cheating and then submit it to BattlEye themselves. Not even Ubisoft, BattlEye. And even then, it was a 50-50 shot as to whether or not the cheater would get banned. That's the kind of anti-cheat they switched easy anti-cheat for. And it did nothing but make the cheating problem worse. Last night, I was playing Missile Silo with my buddy, and guess what? Boom, through the wall. Shot through the wall. And that's apparently a skill issue, right? There's people who no-clip, there's people who do out-of-the-map glitches, there's people who do all sorts of just ridiculous shit. And yet, anytime someone raises a complaint about it, we're told that it's a skill issue and to get better. Well, here's what I have to say to you, Scott, and really you and your development team. Here's what I have to say to you guys. How about you guys get better at developing your game? You're supposed to be professionals in your industry, but yet you're working on 2 separate games when your first game isn't even finished. Your first game can't even be called half-baked. That's how incomplete it is, okay? I work in food service. If I send out half-cooked food, you know what happens? I can get fired, I can get fined. Hell, if somebody gets sick bad enough off of that, they could press charges, I could get sued. But yet, there's no accountability when it comes to the gaming industry and developers. There's no accountability. They refuse. They blatantly refuse to take accountability for what they do. And this is where we are. This is what it has led to. I was a pretty big supporter of Tabor up until they did the early wipe and invalidated everyone's progress. And then they sit here and ask, oh, but why weren't people mad about this the first time we did it? The first time you did it was because you had to delay the wipe for technical difficulties so you could actually work on the game. This time, what made it different is that you wiped early, right? You didn't delay the wipe, you wiped early. And then you gave everyone level 5 traders and 10 million Karunas. The problem with that is the people who grinded and were just trying to have fun late wipe, right? The people who actually worked for all that gear, their progress was invalidated because of an early wipe. And the early wipe was to give us BattlEye. I mean, Kara, this is the shit you defend. This is what you were defending yesterday. And then you were sitting here going, oh, I came here to see other people's opinions. No, you didn't. You came here to start shit. You came here to tell everyone that they have a skill issue, but you realize that you can't abuse any moderator privileges on my channel because guess what? You're not a moderator. You have no authority here. So you realized that there was nothing you could do. So you backed out and you quit. And these are just a handful of issues, mind you. Let's not even get into the fact that Scott called somebody a slur, right? Let's not get into that. Scott called somebody a slur. But oh man, if someone's being a complete douchebag to you in the Discord server, don't even think about it, you'll get cross-banned. You'll get cross-banned from all their servers. Grim, Silent North, the official Combat Waffle Studio server, Ghosts of Tabor, all of it. And then the quest lag issues, they were blaming that on meta when it was very clearly something on their end. Because again, it's issues with their base code. Because again, they don't know how to make their game. They don't know what they're doing. I give Tabor maybe a year tops before it goes under. And the only reason I'm not still an avid supporter of Ghosts of Tabor, the only reason I'm not as big of a supporter as I was, is because of the way they conduct themselves. You know, I don't think, you know, as a developer, right, as a employee, I don't think it's a good look if you're sitting here calling out people and chewing people out in the general chat of your official Discord server. I don't think that's a very good look. And again, there have been multiple people who have offered to help, not even asking for any form of compensation or employment or whatever. There are people who have literally just offered to help fix the game and you guys have turned them down, and I wonder why. I actually kind of wonder why you guys would turn down help like that, considering the fact that you need it. You guys very clearly need expert help with getting this game up and running and in a working state. It took them 2 weeks, right? When we got the Golden Desert Eagle, some people are not going to remember this. When we got the Golden Desert Eagle, it took them 2 weeks to put tiger stripes on it for the Quest players. It took them 2 weeks to do that without it lagging the shit out of Quest. We had just a flat Gold Desert Eagle. And it's, again, because they don't know how to optimize their game. They don't know what they're doing. I mean, how they've apparently resolved the issue with the frame rate stutters, but I still lag when I'm trying to play on the island. I couldn't even play Matka, okay? Don't even get me started on Matka with how poorly optimized that map is. This is literally a game where if you play on PC VR, you have an automatic advantage over anyone who's not using a PC VR headset. Be it a Vive, a Valve Index, whatever you play on. If you're not on PC VR, you are automatically at a disadvantage. And again, a big fix to this issue, right? So that maybe some people would come back, because a lot of people quit, and we'll get into why I'm saying the game's dead here just after this, okay? Add a cross-play option. If I don't want to play against PC VR kids who have damn near double the player render distance than I do, let me turn off crossplay so I can play the game and not die to something that is completely outside of my control. I say the game is dead because I go on the when I play, I usually try to pick when there's not a whole lot of people, right? The last, let's say, week, right? The last week, the most people I have seen at any given time was a little under 6,000. To put this in perspective, this is a community of hundreds of thousands of people. And yet they can't even break 6,000 concurrent players. So again, the only people here with the skill issues, Scott, are you and your development team, because you guys obviously don't know what you're doing. Fixing half the bugs in the game, right? A lot of these issues, and I'm talking individually, not all together, but a lot of these individual bugs you could have done before lunchtime. But you and your development team spend more time screwing off than actually fixing the game. And let's not forget that we went almost 8 months, 8 individual months, without any actual content to spice up gameplay. We got some optics last wipe, and that was about it. We had Bunker Cat, which does nothing for you in Raid, mind you. When I say something to actually spice up the gameplay, I'm talking things we can actually use in Raid. Okay? We got Bunker Cat and we got some optics. That is... I think that's actually everything we got last wipe. So in a 3-month span, we got Bunker Cat, which was from an asset, a paid-for asset on the Unreal Marketplace, and we got some optics. You know, the EOTech that we've been begging to have the non-magnified variant, right? The EOTech. We finally got that last wipe after shit a year of asking for that to be separate from the magnifier. We finally got it. You mean to tell me it took you guys a year to separate a model? What? It's a weapon sight. It shouldn't be that complicated. Like, I understand you guys are a small studio or whatever, but if you're professionals like you like you guys flaunt around, right? You guys are so quick to jump to the fact that we're professionals, we know what we're doing, we would school you in Unreal Engine. I hope you would, because that's your profession, not mine. But for people who sit here and get so cocky and arrogant about what they do, you really don't have any idea what you're doing. It's wild. It's wild. And then your moderation team for the Discord server, right? Let's loop back around there. All of them need some serious PR training. There's no excuse for moderators to sit here and call people pricks, and then when people respond in kind with insults, ban them. You came at that person and insulted them. I asked a question and was called a prick, and then got banned. Does that make sense to anybody? How asking a question makes you a prick? But you know, when this game dies and Combat Waffle Studios goes under, I'm not gonna cry about it. I play better games. You know, it's not worth getting pissed off over anymore. There was a point in time where Ghost of Tabor was good and had a future, and then we had people just sitting here bootlicking them, so now they got huge egos thinking they know everything about Unreal Engine, they know everything about their game, and yet we still have some of the same bugs that were here when the game was still in alpha. You know, I played this game back when it was in App Lab, back before it officially released. I've been playing since the old bunker, and guess what? There are still bugs in this game that have not been fixed. Getting stuck in drawers, that's been a day one issue. Grenade physics, that's been a day one issue. Actually, grenade physics is probably the most game-breaking issue in the game right now that I've experienced, mind you. I don't know about the collector set and stuff like that, because every time I go for collector, I die. Why? Because I'm not some fat ass who plays Tabor for 12 hours a day to get Jiri level 3 on day 1 of wipe so I can have AP ammo. I'm not one of those fat kids. So, you know, I haven't killed collector yet. Hell, I've killed cultists, I haven't made it out with their stuff, because again, the game is janky, and people are able to find easy head glitches, trees make people completely invisible. There's just no way to actually get what you want in Tabor. Unless you're just some like Discord moderator looking dude who plays seated mode from his wheelchair, looking to find all the most unexpected angles, all the glitch spots, yada yada yada. There's just no way to get what you want in a timely manner in Ghosts of Tabor. And that's what most people are getting at, is with the bugs and just the downright bullshittery of the game. There's no way to actually do what you want to do in a timely fashion. That's what you don't understand, Kara. So when you come on these videos and you start talking shit to people and saying, you're the problem this, you're the problem that, just remember, the game you oh so desperately defend is going to go under in, let's say, a year, if this keeps up. You oh so desperately defend these developers when they pull shit like this. I've spoken my piece, and I'm done. If you're gonna sit here and talk shit this time, how about you actually watch the video all the way through? But, you know, we know you won't, because you can't be bothered to actually hear someone out because you think you're right. So, sorry y'all, this turned into more of a call out for that degenerate, but, you know, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and you can't stop me.